Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So inshallah, today we'll be starting with Surah Al-Hajj, just reminding ourselves about from the important messages and the reminders from Surah as we have been doing on Sunday mornings. So this Surah Al-Hajj was revealed just very close to the Hijrah. Actually, part of it was revealed in Medina, and then a majority part of it was revealed in Mecca just before Hijrah. And the two main themes in the surah are same Tawheed and Akhirah. So it starts with actually giving people scenario of what will be happening when this world ends, and the process starts for Akhirah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhan nasu taqu rabbakum inna zalzalata as-sa'ati shay'un 'azim. O people, have taqwa of your Lord. Indeed, the earthquake of the last moment, it will be something horrendous. So it's not something which can be just ignored. Rather, it will be such a moment that people actually the next verse explains what will be the situation with people. يَوْمَ تَرَوْنَهَا تَذْهَلُ كُلُّ مُرْضِعَةٍ عَمَّا أَرْضَعَتْ وَتَضَعُ كُلُّ ذَاتِ حَمْلٍ حَمْلَهَا وَتَرَى النَّاسَ سُكَارَى وَمَا هُمْ بِسُكَارَى وَلَكِنَّ عَذَابَ اللَّهِ شَدِيدٌ. So the day when you see it, the last moment happening, the destruction of this world starts. At that time, every nursing mother will become oblivious of the baby she is nursing. Every pregnant woman will suffer a miscarriage, and you will see people staggering as if drunken, while they will not be drunken. Rather, dreadful will be Allah's doom. So Allah SWT is giving us how horrendous and how dreadful that time will be. You know, the love of the mothers for their babies is paramount. You will see that Allah SWT has put this love in the hearts of the mothers, not only humans, but even you will see that's evident in animal behaviors. Even animal mothers, they go out of their way and sacrifice their own lives to protect their children. But this time when the earth, this universe is ending and the hereafter is starting, it will be so dreadful and it will be so horrendous that even a nursing mother will forget about the child she is carrying and the nursing. And those people, the women who are pregnant, they will lose their pregnancy. They will have miscarriage. And the people will be so much overwhelmed with the tragedy that they don't know what they are doing, and they will be just walking around just like they are drunk. So Allah SWT is indicating that don't take it as a joke, don't take it as something lightly. It is a very serious matter, and think about its end, and remember that you will be judged after that when the new universe is re-established. Then you will be judged. So according to how you have been behaving in this world, So then you must live in this world with the taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we have mentioned about the taqwa that this is the attitude where a person keeps thinking and evaluating and assessing one's own thoughts and our own views and own decisions and the words and actions, so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not disobeyed in any of their what is going through their minds or what they are doing. Rather, they abandon everything, whether it's thoughts, views, words, actions, decisions, which will be displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they adopt and what will be pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, in the next verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions that people, instead of realizing the truth of this matter, they start arguing. And they come up with the strange arguments under the influence of shaitan. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يُجَادِلُ فِي اللَّهِ بِغَيْرِ عِلْمٍ وَيَتَّبِعُ كُلَّ شَيْطَانٍ مَرِيدٍ كُتِبَ عَلَيْهِ أَنَّهُ مَنْ تَوَلَّاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يُضِلُّهُ وَيَهْدِيهِ إِلَى عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ. So, and yet, among people are those who argue about Allah, and when it says arguing about Allah, it means from both perspectives. They had two issues. One issue that although they believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be the supreme God, God of all gods, they didn't believe Him as the only God. They didn't believe in Tawheed. And the second thing, they did not believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be able to raise people from death after they have become dust and totally become part of the earth. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in both aspects that they argue about it, while those people who follow those thinkings of shaitan, they are influenced by the instigations of shaitan. They should know that shaitan is going to mislead them from the true guidance, and they will end up in the burning fire. So, in the next verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the different stages human beings go through, from their initial start when the conception takes place to the nutfa and mudgha and all those stages until the child is born, and then how the child grows up, and some people die at different stages of life, and some people become very old, so that after learning everything in this world, acquiring everything, making so much progress, and then they decline and decline and decline, and the stage comes, they don't know anything anymore. They forget everything. All their accomplishments are gone. All their knowledge, all their understanding disappears. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that look at this process. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made this automated process for you to be conceived and to be born and to grow and to die, the same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a process for you to raise from the dead. So if this magnificent process which Allah has made through which you are born, it will be easier for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to raise you again. So that is the point which is being made here. And then Allah gives the example. وَتَرَى الْأَرْضَ حَامِدَةً فَإِذَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْهَا الْمَاءَ اهْتَزَّتْ وَرَبَتْ وَأَنبَتَتْ مِنْ كُلِّ زَوْجٍ بَهِيجٍ ذَلِكَ بِأَنَّ اللَّهَ هُوَ الْحَقُّ وَأَنَّهُ يُحْيِي الْمَوْتَى وَأَنَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ. That you see earth, that it is totally dry and barren, and totally lifeless. But then when it rains, the water is given to the land, it thrills and swells and grows all kind of lovely vegetation. All of this signifies that Allah is the truth, and that He gave life to the dead. He gives life to the dead, and that He has power over everything. وَأَنَّ السَّاعَةَ آتِيَةٌ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهَا وَأَنَّ اللَّهَ يَبْعَثُ مَنْ فِي الْقُبُورِ, and that the last moment is coming, and there is no doubt about it, and that Allah will resurrect those who are in graves. So Allah gave the example that when we see earth is totally dead, there is no life. But the water, when it rains, all the life starts begin, and we see all the beautiful vegetation coming out of it. So the same kind of process will be there for us to raise from the dead. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions again that how people argue without knowledge, without guidance, and without having a book which illuminates the path, the straight path. The important point I want to remind ourselves today is this situation. After talking about the Day of Judgment and all these matters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to the idea about Tawheed and gives important factor that why people commit shirk. وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ فَإِنْ أَصَابَهُ خَيْرٌ اطْمَأَنَّ بِهِ وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ فِتْنَةٌ انقلب عَلَى وَجْهِهِ خَسِرَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةَ ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. And among people are those who serve Allah marginally. Means they have not accepted Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as their Lord, so they have dedicated their life for Him. They know that whether circumstances are good or bad, any circumstances, they need to continue obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They need to continue submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They continue to worshipping Him alone, and whatever help they need, they should only be seeking help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever they make a dua, they should be making dua only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And sometimes it may appear, the dua is accepted in multiple ways. It may be what you are asked, it is given to you. It may be that instead of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes away some other difficulty which you may be facing, or it may be problem coming to you, or it may not fit in Allah's plan, and Allah may preserve it for you to be rewarded on the Day of Judgment. So dua is never useless. But when people don't get what they want, what happens? They start saying that, how do I get what I want? And that's what leads to shirk. Then Shaitan uses that sentiment that, you didn't get what you meant, you made a dua, it was not accepted. So what they do then, they start going to making dua to those people who they think will be able to get them what they want. While the reality is, nobody can give you what you want other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, but Shaitan misleads them, and they start calling upon, making dua, making offerings to other entities than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's what Allah says, that these people are obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the edge. If فَإِنْ أَصَابَهُ خَيْرٌ, if they get what they want, if good things happen to them, they are happy. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ فِتْنَةٌ, if their du'as are not accepted, some hardship comes, some fitna happens, they are tested, some trial, they are put through some trials, they turn on their heels, totally turn 180 degrees away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what does this attitude do? Khasira dunya wal akhirah. They become losers both in this world and the hereafter. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينَ. And this is the ultimate and evident loss which a person can suffer. That is the ultimate loss. And then يَدْعُو مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ مَا لَا يَضُرُّهُ وَمَا لَا يَنْفَعُ ذَلِكَ هُوَ الضَّلَالُ الْبَعِيدُ. That then a person calls upon, besides Allah, other entities that can neither harm nor benefit them. So, but they call upon them, and Allah says that is what extreme misguidance is. So we should understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is testing us in this world. There will be good times. When there are good times, we are being tested. And there will be tough times, and when there are tough times, we are being tested. We are being tested in every situation, and we are expected to continue being obedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, continue to submit to Him, continue to live according to His deen, continue to establish His deen in our life and the life of our society. Regardless of what kind of circumstances we go through, we should not be among those who are just sitting on the edge to go one way or the other, or start calling upon others who have no control over the matters of the world. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has control over the matters of the world, and only He owns everything in the universe. Only He can respond to our du'as, nobody else can. Actually, lot of all those entities which are called upon by people, the people make dua to them, and they don't even know that somebody is calling upon them. And on the day of judgment, they will deny. They will say, "Oh, we don't know they were calling upon me," because they will never be aware of that. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help understand Tawheed properly. So we always call upon Allah for whenever we need help. And then if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't listen to our du'as, knowing that our dua never goes in vain. If we are sincere in calling upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is never in vain. It always benefits. We may not realize the benefit, we may not see the benefit, but benefit will be there, and we should never be disappointed. We should be continuing our obedience to Allah and our work for the deen of Allah, regardless of what kind of circumstances we face, what kind of results we see in the society, and what kind of situations we come across. And that is actually, this dua and tawakkul are very much related. This is actually the real tawakkul, that you do your best in the given circumstances, and whatever is beyond your power, make dua, leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then happily accept whatever outcome comes and whatever circumstances you face. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us that kind of tawakkul, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us steadfast on the path of Islam. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم السائر المسلمين. Yes, brother. Yeah, so because it is an invitation to believe in the Akhirah, invitation to believe in Tawheed, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing all people. Ya ayyuhan nas. And in particular, the people at that time were the people of Mecca when it was revealed. So, although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has used the word general so that it can be applicable until the day of judgment, but there the Annas was the people of Mecca. So they were being told that what you are doubting is how horrendous that will be. So be prepared for that. Yeah. Any other question? Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.